Hey, we're back at it here on Tuesday, and boy, the weather sure changes here in Wisconsin. Last week I had short sleeves on and mid 60s and sunny, and today mid 40s and drizzly. So it's still March. Got a little bit of snow in the forecast, but we're going to get rolling here this week. What we want to do is give you a marketing program, okay, or a specific idea on how to look at marketing this crop ahead. Everyone asks, well, what do you need in a marketing program? How do you implement it? We think one thing that's really important for farmers to do is to keep control of your own farm marketing. We don't really like it when you turn it completely over to other people. At Prime Ag here, we like being the resource and guidance and assist producers in making marketing decisions. We just don't want to take it all over for you. The one thing you have to do, and a good basic of all marketing programs, is incorporating cash sales. And our challenge here this year specifically is the amount of volatility that we're facing and the cash flow it takes to hold on to positions. We typically, or a lot of years, we like putting fence positions in place. This year with the volatility, that can be very costly to have in place, with the market moves. The other thing we really need to do is we got to use crop insurance to our advantage when we're making our marketing decisions. Today, we're going to go through two specific strategies on marketing your grain. One strategy is going to be selling 2/3 of your crop in the cash market and buying 1/3 of it back with a call spread. The other strategy is going to be doing 1/3 in the cash market and doing 1/3 with put options. Here's our basic farm in here right now. We've got 500 acres of corn, a 200 bushel APH. An important part of this is our crop insurance. We bought 70% revenue protection. And for simplicity's sake, we're putting a fall basis in here at 0. So now let's get to a specific market program and what we're going to do here. Our objective on this one is to sell about 2/3 in the cash market and buy 1/3 back on the call spread. So if you look towards the top line in here, we got Dees corn futures at $6.50 a bushel. Selling 2/3 of 100,000 bushels of corn is about 70,000 bushels. We go back down to a reownership position. We're going to do a $6.50 to $8 call spread. That's going to run you 40 cents a bushel. That's going to, on the 35,000 bushels of production, or about 1/3 of the production. If we drop down to the very bottom, it's estimated to cost about $14,000 to put this call spread in place. Well, in the strategy summary, we're not going to go through everything here, but if this fall, if we've got corn at $4.50 a bushel, you can see with this kind of a position, you're going to average $5.76 on your corn. On the other hand, though, if corn is at $9 this fall, this kind of strategy is going to bring you back around $7.64 average on this 100,000 bushels. Now, as we get to the next slide in here right now, this is some advantages and disadvantages of forward contracting with a call spread. Take a look at this a little later on if you want. We just want to have these things documented down. And now, how does this particular strategy look on a chart? Right now, we've got corn at $6.68. We use $6.50 as our target, okay, to make some sales in here. And when we're buying this $6.50 to $8 call spread, you can see that with this position in here right now, our upside is limited above $8. If we go above $8, you're not going to get any more gain on this position. It's going to run around $2,000 to cover it with this call spread. Now, if we get over to our next a strategy in here, what we're going to do with this one is we're going to sell 1/3 of our crop ahead in the cash market, or 35,000 bushels at $6.50. And instead of buying a call spread in here, or selling additional cash, we're going to buy the $6 corn put for 45 cents a bushel on 35,000 bushels. If you get to the bottom in here, this strategy would cost around $15,750. Again, with our summary in here, corn at $4.50 this fall, it's going to give you an average of $5.57. On the other hand, if corn's at $9, we're going to be up at $7.97. Well, an advantage to buying puts is you're not committing the cash ahead. Okay, the major disadvantage is you're not going to have a gain until the market drops off substantially. Here's how this strategy would look like on the chart. You can see where the floor is in at $6 a bushel. Currently, the market's above $6.50. The last quote here before we went and did this video was at $6.68. As you can see, you don't have that major gain on this put option until the market would drop off nearly 70 cents a bushel. Now, as we want to look at wrapping things up in here, what you really want to do is have some written goals in mind. Okay, what do you want to get on an average? You know, what are you looking for flexibility? Okay, when do you want to sell this grain by? Is there carry in the market? Is the basis acceptable? And then you got to pick a strategy, and you got to know the advantages and disadvantages of each one and live with the consequences. One big question we always get is, how do we implement a strategy? Well, the one thing is we put specific examples in here at 650 on either a third or 2/3 of the crop, but typically you scale in on sales, doing 5–10% at a time, okay, and make sales at that point. Now, when you look at incorporating options in here, we think there's a couple of ways you can do this. One way is you can come in here and you can just make your cash sales until you're about a third sold. And then after you're a third sold in the cash market, if you want to do the call spread position with the next 5,000 bushels of corn you sell in the cash market, you do a 5,000 bushel call spread. On the other hand, if you want to do the put options on your next third, instead of making a cash sale, at that time you'd budget dollars and you'd buy a put option. If you would like to implement the option strategy at the beginning of a strategy like this, when you sell 10,000 bushels ahead in the cash market and you want to do the call spread, do one 5,000 bushel call spread. On the other hand, if you like the third theory, where you're forward contracting a third, buying puts on a third and doing nothing on the last third, sell 5,000 in the cash and then budget 5,000 bushels for a put option. Now, this is a guideline in here on how to put a marketing program together. If you'd like something more specific for your operation, feel free to contact us. If you have any other suggestions on upcoming webinars, what you'd like to see us discuss, feel free to let us know in here. These are some very challenging times, but the one thing we're fortunate of in production agriculture right now is that there's some good margins, and we just don't want to see those margins get away from us. That's why we are giving you an idea here on how to put a simple marketing program together to help you protect your bottom line. Thanks for tuning in. Again, any questions, feel free to contact us. Have a great day.